Welcome back to another Mental Health Matters segment where we talk about the things that are not always addressed here on social media. And today we are talking about this. Why do people ask, why didn't you leave sooner? When leaving is often the most dangerous moment. Before anything else, we need to ground in reality. Leaving is not always relief. For many survivors, leaving is escalation. Let's start with the mind. Your mind is designed for survival, attachment, and pattern recognition, not instant escape. The amygdala scans for danger, but it also bonds through cycles of harm and relief that creates trauma bond. Repeated patterns strengthening the neural pathways, even the harmful ones. Over time, the prefrontal cortex, your decision making and planning, gets overdriven by chronic stress. This is how abuse becomes a system. Trust is built, stability is disrupted, dependence is reinforced, reality is reshaped. So by then, someone is ready to leave. They are navigating a brain wired for survival, not clarity. Now the body. Your nervous system does not distinguish emotional threats from physical threats. It responds the same way. Cortisol rises, adrenaline cycles, the body shifts into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And here is the most important part that people miss. The moment of separation is often when the risk increases, not decreases, because control has been disrupted. So when body prepares for escalation, this is why survivors often move carefully instead of quickly, feel exhausted but hyper alert. They wait for safer timing. Leaving is not hesitation, it's biological strategy. Now, we need to name something clearly. Domestic violence does not look one way. It can include physical abuse, harm to the body, emotional abuse, manipulation, humiliation, intimidation, psychological abuse, gaslighting, control of reality, financial abuse, restricting or controlling money, sexual abuse, coercion and pressure or violation, digital abuse, monitoring, tracking, harassment through technology, legal abuse, using the system like court to maintain control. And it's important to say this: abuse does not discriminate. It affects all genders, all ethnicities, all religions, and all socioeconomic backgrounds. The pattern may look different, but the impact on the mind, body, and identity of the spirit is real across all people. When you start to think, why didn't I stay? Why didn't I leave earlier? But the truth is, you weren't staying, you were navigating. You were assessing risks, protecting yourself and your children, waiting for the safest possible moment. Across many belief systems, there is a shared truth. Survival is not weakness, it's wisdom under pressure. Leaving is not just courage, it is timing, awareness, and protection. If this is something you are experiencing, your safety does come first always. You do not have to do this alone. Here are some grounded steps. 1. Talk to a safe person, someone you trust, a friend, a family member, or support professional. 2. Make a plan, not a reaction. Think through where can you go, what you may need, the documents and essentials, and how to access resources. 3. You keep your plan private if needed. Safety planning often requires quiet preparation. Use your support system. Shelters, crisis lines, and community services are there to help you plan safely. 5. Trust your instincts. If something feels unsafe, it matters. You don't need to rush, you need to be safe. So when we bring this together, your brain is trying to protect you through patterns and attachment. The body is responding to real and perceived danger, and the spirit is making meaning while surviving something complex. So the question needs to change. Not why did you leave sooner, but what were you navigating that required you to leave safely, not quickly? Because leaving is not just a decision. It is a process of survival, strategy, and timing. And when you understand that, you stop judging survivors and you start protecting them. And that concludes today's Mental Health Matters segment. Ta-ta for now. Kiss, kiss.